You're listening to Rock-N-Sexxxy Uncensored, bringing you the cutting edge of the entertainment world weekly, hosted by Lynn.
Woohoo! All right, happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome back to another amazing episode of Rock-N-Sexxxy Uncensored. We are broadcasting tonight on the United Broadcasting Network at ubngo.com, Channel 1, and we are live streaming on our blog weekly at rocknsexyuncensored.com. I'm your host, Lynn, and it is my pleasure to be here with you guys tonight. Joining me live in the studio as our co-host is Joe Williamson.
Hey, everyone. Hey, Amber. You look absolutely stunning, as always.
Oh, thank you, Joe. You know that's why I keep you every week, right? He keeps coming back.
I'm very lucky and blessed. No,
Joe is like our pre-show fluffer guy. Honorary. Anyway, RNSU works overtime, folks, to bring you cutting-edge talent from the music and entertainment world weekly, and this week is no exception. We have amazing talent from the best of both music and entertainment live in the studio with us. Antonio Campos, a.k.a. Maldito X. He is the current bassist for industrial metal band Static X, and he also plays for Fear Factory, Dino Caceres act, and he was just on the show, a couple weeks ago?
Oh, yes. I'd say about a couple weeks ago.
We had an awesome show with Dino, so we are super hoping we're going to have a super awesome show again tonight. He's also the vocalist and bassist for Assassino. Did I say that right?
Close.
Close. Okay, you can give me lessons, okay? You can teach me all about that. Where he picked up the name Maldito X, and it's Spanish for Damned X. He's played for metal behemoth Prong, Ministry, and Possessed, all of which who have been on RNSU featured at one time or another. We are super honored to have him in the house. Let's find out what he's up to nowadays. Please welcome Tony Campo.
Hey.
How you doing?
All right. And for the record, only law enforcement and my mom called me Antonio.
Oh, really? Did I do a good job? I did a better job on Antonio than I did
No,
on
you nailed the pronunciation.
What about Assassino?
No, it's Assassino.
Assassino!
Yeah.
See, that was Joe's fault.
Yeah.
He told me in the car on the way here, he was like, that's not the way you say it. You're saying it,
Sorry, I gave
You
bad
sound like
information.
you're in the hood. He goes, get out of the hood. I go, I'll bet you anything. They're going to be happy that I sound a little more like I'm in the hood. I think my seat is sinking as I'm like doing my announcement here. So if it trips me up, I think these guys set me up.
Yeah, you're looking a little shorter now.
I'll be like down here. They're like, we're sick of looking at her boobs the whole show. Push her down. Okay, also in the house tonight, he is in town for the premiere of his latest epic horror thriller, Ash and Bone. And we were lucky enough to talk him into the studio to talk about his newest film. He has starred in over 40 notable Hollywood films, including Betrayed, starring John Savage from The Deer Hunter, the indie sci-fi film Eternal Code with Scout Taylor, who was in Rob Zombie's Halloween, Richard Tyson, who has also been on our show before, and Billy Wirth. And more recently, Obstruth, starring the legendary bad boy Tom Sizemore, who was in Black Hawk Down, and Bennett's Song with Tara Reid, and he was on our show before promoting that movie, which is super awesome. We'll be talking a little bit about that, as well as his newest epic releases this week, Ash and Bone. It stars Jamie Bernadette and Hollywood legend Mel Novak. We love him. Welcome, Harley Wallen, to Rock-N-Sexxxy Uncensored.
Thank you, Amber. Excited to be back.
It's so good to have you back in the house. I would love to say that he came
Why don't you age, though?
all
I
the
have
way
a
from. That's
problem
why
with
they
this.
just
Like,
set
come
me down
on.
like this, right? Really?
You look fantastic.
I don't feel fantastic, but you know what?
Well, you
guys,
look it.
I don't know what these guys did to me, but I feel like I'm sitting in like my kindergarten chair.
You want to trade chairs?
Do I look like? No. I look like it. He told me how to do it, so watch the.
There you go.
Ooh.
They set me out, guys. I know they did. They don't want you guys looking at the cleavage the whole time. I know it. They're all getting sick of it. So what's
now you're
going
back
on?
in frame.
Oh man, we had talking about Mel Novak made it out to the premiere last night. We had a blast at the Lamely Theater, and it was crazy amazing night. Crazy. It's probably
You flew right in.
almost.
You flew right in. You guys dropped in. I know that Joe said that you were literally, because I said, hey, tell Harley if they can make it to the show.
Yeah.
And we would love to talk about the new project. And he said, no, they're literally on a plane right now, and I couldn't get an answer until about, 4 o'clock yesterday. And then he's like, yeah, they'll do it. So
Yeah.
it's like old family.
Yeah, no, it's been too long. I mean, the last time I remember we were having dog problems. All of them good now?
What, with my dog?
Yes.
Oh, he passed away, but we're not going to go into that. I have a new puppy now. I was in bed last year for 4 months on my
Yeah.
back. I thought I was going to die. My puppy, he got cancer.
Oh.
Mr. Mighty. And this is actually coming up on a year that I lost my dog. So it's been
Yeah.
a tough year. It has
Yeah.
been. But the great news is that
You have puppy love now.
I got a new dog, and anybody who has lost your dog soulmate, which mine was, knows what it's like to lose that amazing animal. And I had never done that.
Yeah.
So it was a really tough thing. But I had just moved back from Vegas. I'm back from Vegas now. I'm doing, the show. We got the show in a new studio.
Yeah,
we
I love
got
this
a
spot.
whole nother look for the fans. We're really excited about it. I hope the fans are enjoying it. And by the way, guys, during our show, if you want to call in and chat, you got comments, you want to troll us, we're always happy to do that too, right? But just remember, there's some big boys in the studio today. 323-524-2599. We'll open up the phone lines after we get a chance to set up and chat with both of our guests, because we got two separate, really awesome people in the house tonight, and we're really, really excited to have them. So the premiere went well.
Yeah, literally, to have a premiere where you feel like the audience is one person and they're living and dying with every moment on screen, and they're clapping when people die, and it was incredible. It was literally awesome. I couldn't.
And the
have asked
film
for a
comes
better
out
premiere.
this week, right?
Yeah, the 4th.
Wow.
So yeah, it'll and we got to get this figured out, Joe. It says on Fandango it's in theaters and on DVD on the 4th, and then comes out on VOD on the 14th.
Oh, so it is a theatrical release. Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Joe didn't have that information for us. We were just thrilled that you were in town, and we
Yeah.
were like, we got to come on and we got to add to the show and talk about all of this.
Thank you.
So,
That's awesome.
And I think it's also a great idea what we were talking about with you said you used a lot of the metal music in your
Yes.
movies and stuff, and I know that even the last time we had you on the show, I can't remember who was on the show with you, but we were talking about that then, and we're gonna hook you guys up.
Yeah, no,
Some good
definitely. Like I
stuff,
said,
right?
I mean, it's literally so perfect. And in Ash and Bone, Twisted is actually the end credit song. So it's
They'll
right
be on,
in.
they'll be on tour with us next year.
I love it. That's awesome. Yeah,
Really?
man, they're
Yeah,
phenomenal. Yeah, really, really cool guys too. When we hooked up to get the song, because I remember hearing the song as the bad side, and I'm like, it's so perfect for this movie, because it's it's a brutal movie, right, Joe?
Yes,
It's a
very
brutal movie. It's the kind of movie that you just love to hate or whatever. Like, it has the worst villains ever. And when it ends,
And that's why you
want
need
that
some
weight.
metal.
Yes.
You gotta have that heavy, and that's the thing we were breaking it down with Fear Factory and Dino's music. And when he shoots a video, he shoots it like a movie. We showed, what was it? The trailer for, or one of his music videos for the new, one of the new songs he had out.
Yeah.
and
It was
he
a
had
futuristic.
I think he had it shot in Sweden.
Oh,
speaking
that's
of
awesome.
which. Yeah. And so Harley comes in from Sweden, and I'm always trying to do an eclectic mix of people from all over the world, different cultures, and bring it all together in our show so that we can introduce our listeners to not only new entertainment value, but also new and different people that you don't see every day, you know? So Harley comes in from Sweden, and he's come a long way. You've come a long way since I first met you. I mean, you were a filmmaker, and you were doing good, and you were working with some of the greats, Richard Tyson, all these people. Last time we had you on the show, you had Richard Tyson. He did a call-in. Remember that? We were all laughing with Richard.
He's so funny.
He's a funny guy.
He is.
But he also was very complimentary and said, you know, anything for Harley.
Yeah.
And your people love you, and they love to work with you. And that was one of the takeaways in that show that I thought we had with you.
I really love doing that as an artist, to be able to bring people into a film, because I think sometimes Hollywood is too quick to discard people, and they're not patient and understanding, and they're not allowed to do anything wrong. And I want to, because I think Tarantino kind of did that. When Tarantino first started, he was doing a lot of that, where he was resurrecting characters and giving them new life. And I kind of want to do that too, because there's, like you said, Richard Tyson, Sizemore, these guys are amazing still to this day. Give them the right role, give them a good script, and they can be just as amazing now as they were, 10, 20 years ago.
I agree with you guys there, and I know we can talk about this. We do it a lot. There ain't no school like old school, guys, okay? You know, everything that I see today, whether it's music, movies, or anything that's happening, fashion, it's all being bounced off of the stuff that was already coming through, you know? And whether it's makeup and fashion or films and stuff like that, and music today. And speaking of which, I mean, I didn't want to kind of jump around, but this guy here, Tony Campos.
Well,
You're a legend.
Well, I've kind of made my career jumping around from band to band for about a decade.
Made a career killing it.
We could do a moment of silence, okay? Because Static X and you have been around how many years?
The Static X, our first album came out in '99, so it's been a while. Yeah.
Been a while, and okay. So here's my first question, because I definitely have some things I want to get to the bottom of with both of you guys. You had a prolific career in metal music. You played with the greats, obviously, Prong, Ministries, Soulfly, Possessed, but you're an original founding member of Static X, and you took the name after Wayne Static passed away. Do you talk about that? And then you resurrected the band in 2018. Tell me I'm a bimbo. And I don't know my stuff in the studio. Am I right?
Yeah.
So you took the name, resurrected the band,
yeah.
And I'm so proud of you for doing that, because a lot of people would have been, and there was such drama around that whole thing. I saw several interviews of you where I was like, you're focusing on Wayne's passing, what happened, this, that, and the other, and you've got Tony Campos right there, and he's so talented. He has so much talent to bring to music today. It happens a lot with bands where when somebody leaves or dies, which is heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's
especially when we lose one of our own to the disease.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's something that keeps happening and keeps repeating, and it's like, people, you know the risks, but someone always says, it's not going to happen to me, whatever.
Yeah.
and because everybody thinks they can be Lemmy or Ozzy and do every drug on the planet and still be all right, cool, I'm still alive,
Lemmy, but Lemmy's dead.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing about Lemmy though. It was like a testament to the man's fortitude. It wasn't anything to do with the drugs that killed him. It was cancer.
Yeah.
So
well, but you do destroy your
yeah,
body with
I
a
mean,
lot of- you know, Lemmy did an interview with a very famous on YouTube interview, and I go back to it, and it just makes me cry. I love Lemmy, and my favorite Lemmy interview is my big brother Buck Adams is interviewing him on the tour bus outside of their gig. They had come to the Rainbow for after party, and they, you know, Buck Adams was there. Lemmy was a big Buck Adams fan, and Buck Adams was a big Lemmy fan, and they were both two dudes of excess. They could have been like toxic twins, almost like, you know, Joe and Steven from Aerosmith, you know, but they, you know, and they just got each other, you know, they get it. And I loved it back in the day too. I came from, like I said, I come from the OC. I come from, and I'm proud of it. You know, I grew up in the OC, downtown Orange, right down by the ghetto. We were into punk rock. We were into metal music. We were like party on. Kegger parties, block parties. My brothers were in car gangs. And we just thought that was the life and that was the shit. We never wanted to be anything else. And I think from that era, we all saw the excess. But the difference is we saw it in our own lives and then relayed it through music and movies, and that's how we kind of lived. Now, you know, half of us are dead, or we're had to kind of clean up our act in order to not, you know, be dead.
Not
be dead, right? And that has kind of, and I don't know if you feel that way with you, but
yeah, I mean, I definitely don't drink as much as I used to back in the day, for sure. You know, like now, you know, if I get a wild hair up my ass, you know, at the end of the night, I'll finish the night off with a shot or two of tequila, you know, and just sip on it, you know. But
well, some people can and some people can't, and the ones that can't, you know, or the ones that cross the line, I always told people, you know, if I would have just stayed with a nice little glass of wine and all that, but of course I couldn't do that, so, you know, I wound up, you know, in jail.
Right? Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, we all went through it. But I also think that back in those days, the courts were not as hardcore if they are today, man.
Yeah, I remember back when
it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's like $100,000 now.
Yeah, I don't know about rehab, but you know, my dad was a pretty big drunk, and he would get, you know, DUIs every other month, you know, and back then it was a slap on the wrist. Right. You know, now it's like you're gonna ruin your life. You get a DUI.
Car and they'd put you back home, or
drive you home and have you sleep it off.
They'd follow you home, or they'd take your keys and they'd make you sleep in the car. You know, life was just a different. I hate to say that because I don't want to sound that high. You used to walk knee deep in the snow to the
uphill both ways.
Back in my day,
grandma videos, and they sold, you know, albums and movies in the same stores. You know, and nowadays it's like, and you could pick up a porn if you needed one. You know? But the difference is today is that you can't get any of that, you know? Yeah. And I also think that people are getting everything online, and it's like a whole nother thing.
It's everywhere, yeah.
So you went ahead and said, I'm bringing back Static X. You just, well, how did that feel to just lose your front man?
Well, I mean, it wasn't kind of like a sudden thing. I mean, you kind of see it coming, you know, when you see your friend making really bad decisions, and you know, you try to talk to him, but you're not getting through, and it's, you know, it's a very frustrating position to be in, because it's like you see the train coming and it's about to hit your friend, and like, dude, get out of the way, and he's like, fuck you.
It's that old story, and I learned it the hard way. The elevator is going down. Are you going to get off the elevator or not? The other side of that too is that, you know, we're in business, and it is our life and whatever, but it is a business. We're all doing what we do because we're trying to make a life and a living for ourselves and our families, whatever. And it's really difficult when somebody else is, you know, going down on the bag or going down on the bottle, and we're watching our whole livelihood take a dive, which can be, you know, really, really tough. And now, like I said, nowadays they're not so lenient about it because people are over it. They're like, we were cool with you in the 80s, in the 60s, whatever. Everybody was like, whatever. Now it's like, no, sorry. If you mess up, you get a DUI, you kill somebody in your car, whatever. If you destroy the film, I mean, or whatever, or you destroy the band, you just get kicked right out.
Oh yeah, it's over.
I've had a lot of people on the show who are like,
it's definitely a lot more of a liability now than it was,
because
say
there's
20
so
years
much money
ago.
involved. You're talking about millions of dollars that are being made. These aren't like backyard bands anymore. They're not like 2-day movies. You're talking about millions of dollars. So Static X, you brought it back, 2018.
Yeah.
We've got something we want to play for the fans really quick. Can we play it?
Yeah, I guess so.
We're going to give you guys a little taste.
What are you guys playing? Oh, yeah. So this was from the last tour we just came out for opening for Rob Zombie. We were on after Power Man 5000. Yeah. Really cool. Our audio. Go ahead and play. Go ahead and play that. No, you can go ahead and play the music. You can go ahead and play the music. Let us talk to you. Yeah, that was a fun tour. It was the first major tour I've done. Particularly after the last year that I had.
I just want to give him a little taste of Tony Campo's playing with Static X.
It was just such a blast to get out and to be on a tour that awesome. It was just.
You were opening for Rob Zombie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that must have been fun. And when was this?
This was just I think the tour finished last month.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What was that?
Where? It was in Houston. I think that was the last show.
Wow, that must have been a good time.
Yeah, it was like 5 weeks, and hot and sweaty outdoor stages, but it was such a blast. Just to be out. Period. After that long of a hiatus because of the damn pandemic, but then to get the tour with Zombie and Mudvayne and
you gotta go.
And Power Man.
It's like Disneyland, and somebody offers you tickets on the Matterhorn.
Yeah,
Are you going? Of course I am.
Yeah,
right. I don't care. I'm 40. I'm 50. I'm whatever. I'm
You're
going
anyways.
for it though. Yeah, you got to do that. So it must have been.
Yeah, it was
memorable.
great. Yeah, such a blast, and all those bands. We have history with. We've toured with on various occasions back in the day. So. It was kind of like, like a flashback to 99 and 2000 doing Ozfest,
Right.
Yeah. So it was awesome.
So from what I can see here, though, you've got 3 bands going right now. Where is your focus?
Well, right now I'm focusing on Static because we got a record to finish.
Okay.
So we're doing that.
Because I know when I said I wanted to have you on the show, you were like, I don't got no music and I don't got no song. And I was like, don't
I'm
worry.
just at home.
I'll go on the internet.
Just at home working
and
on
I'll
shit.
Pull it all together for us. Yeah. And so we will have something coming out, right?
You're next year, hopefully we'll have the record ready by the time we do this tour next year, starting in February, and it'll be Static X, Fear Factory, Dope, and Twisted.
You guys better come to Detroit, man.
Sure, Detroit is a place.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Detroit.
Isn't it?
All right, good.
Gig.
We'll be there.
But yeah, and I'm gonna be pulling double duty on that tour. I'll be playing for both Fear Factory and Static X.
Which is
so that's gonna be fun.
Tough. And Dino is a perfectionist.
Yeah.
He is
Mm-hmm.
he is just like wow. The amount, and I said that to him. I said, there is a difference. That's what takes an act and creates legend is the longevity. you know, is to be able to just keep rolling out the talent, you know, the music, all of it, and just keep the fans keep coming.
Yeah, you know,
for more.
Yeah, Dino.
And that's not easy to do. There's a lot of big acts that have one-hit wonders, and I can name so many.
Dino works his ass off. You know, he works really hard. And
is he good? Is he good to work with?
Yeah, you know, I get along with him great. You know, he's a really good friend. He's been a great mentor to me. You know, the first tour Static X ever went on was opening for Fear Factory, so he kind of took me under his wing and showed me the ways of the road.
I love him.
And
he loved Joe. Him and Joe got along like a house on fire. We went out afterwards and grabbed a bite to eat at the
Smokehouse.
At the smokehouse.
Oh, okay,
Give him a little plug there. And had a big old porterhouse, and they were just all whatever talking. But he's a cool guy.
Yeah,
he's
a good dude.
People.
Yeah,
very talented.
Yeah, very, very.
So when are we going to expect this new album?
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna put out any timelines.
No pressure.
Because the last time I did, and then we had the delay stuff. Everybody got mad at me.
Yeah, but that's okay because we want to invite you. I want you on the show when you guys get the new album coming out.
Well, you know, when Dino called me to ask me about doing this, I was like, well, you know, like you said, I really don't have anything much going on. Why don't we wait until next year and right before the tour, we'll both go on. We'll both go on and you know, we'll hype up the tour.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, so you know,
we'll do that too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll do that too. Yeah, I had him on. He was working on another project, and then, you know, he went through some personal life changes. And I was like, you know, I wanted to get him back on the new show with the new studio. And he was like, oh, same thing. You know, we're also hard on ourselves. And, you know, just our shit sucks. And we're like, but we don't want anybody else to say that, right? No. We're all good with that. We want to have you back on the show. Where are your fans following you to support the projects you're working on now? And all the stuff that's already happened.
Like
you want to get some vintage Static X guys.
Yeah, there's you know, the band website staticx.org. That's probably the best place for Static X news.
X official. Right
there. Yeah.
IG.
Yeah, that too.
Follow Tony. Grab him up.
I'm horrible with this social media shit. I'm just like,
right.
You know, I'm too busy dealing with shit in the real world to look at.
But if you have a website where you want people to go and they promote.
That's the Static X website.
Static X, cool. And also, if he's playing with Fear Factory, I know that Dino does a lot of work on.
He's constantly on social media.
But
I don't know how he does it.
Him on Static X, okay, because he wants to, and then Assassino,
and then that you know, we do every once in a while, and Dino does the social media for that too. So
it's just a way to play a different type of.
Yeah, you know, Assassino.
Where I fit this and where I fit that.
Yeah, Assassino has always been like just a side project thing that we've done, and it's just, you know, old school death metal grindcore in Spanish, and you know, it's just us, like, you know, playing a type of music that, you know, we all grew up on and you know, still love playing, you know, even though we're not gonna make a buttload of money playing, you know, noisy death metal in Spanish. We've been doing it like almost 20 years, so I know we're not gonna make a buttload of money on it, but you know, we make enough to make it worth the time that we put out there, and honestly, I do it for free because I just love doing it. You know, we all wear masks, and you know, I talk shit to the audience in between songs, and they fucking love me for it.
I bet they're scared of you. You come out there, you look like you're a big hulking guy coming out there, right?
It's a good time, yeah. So yeah, I love doing it, we've been talking about finally doing the third record for the last 16, 17 years. So hopefully before 20 years goes by, we can finally put out at least one song, but we'll see what happens.
Stay tuned, guys. There's more to come from Tony Campos and Static X. I can't wait. So make sure you guys follow him on all of his social media links. You see some of them up there right now, and we'll be talking about that some more. And next time, I want to see a music video that we can play for the fans, because I know they want to hook that up as well.
Yeah, if all goes according to plan, We should have something for you by the
Awesome.
time we come back to promote the tour. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So more is on the way, you
Yep.
guys. So I have something here, and I think this is going to throw Harley just a little bit. And Joe was like, I was like, Joe, I've got a new thing that I want to talk to Harley about. Every time I have you on the show, when you've been on the show, we're always promoting your projects as a filmmaker,
Okay.
right? And you've been, this is the angle you've been working for a really long time. But I wanted to just take a moment and like stop and talk about Harley Wallen, the actor, right? Which is where your roots are and where you got started. And we always gloss over that.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're always talking about the film, and you're
Yeah.
always like tied to Richard and
Yes.
Billy and Tara and whoever's going on, and you're pushing them into the light.
Yeah.
What's up with you? What are you working on these days? Where's your heart at in your own acting career?
To be honest with you, the Ash and Bone film, we actually play husband and wife with my real wife for the first time ever in the film. And it's so funny because I watched that film and throughout all the edits and everything else, and I see how good everybody else is, and I don't even think about me. And then yesterday was the weirdest thing because there's a bunch of people that come up and they're like, Harley, oh my God, you're so good in this. And I'm like, I don't even know how to because I'm so busy pushing everybody else.
Is it a love scene, action scene? What are you guys
It's
doing
actually
together?
really funny because this film, we play pushover parents. And it's so weird because we are such the opposite of what we play in the film. But
Which
it
is
seemed
always
like
really
everybody
fun.
loves the journey because I guess we just get so beat up in this film. It is such a beating. The whole film literally is the torment and torture of our family, which is insane. But I really enjoyed playing the character because I always felt like the guy I played, Lucas, he's just trying to be a good dude, just trying to do the right thing, but he's so passive and so opposite of me because I'm so not passive. But yeah, it was
But
a
you're
fun.
such a nice guy. I don't see you as passive, but I see you as really where you would be a really good husband. And by the way, guys, just to let you know, we happen to have Katie Wallen in the studio with us today. That's why he keeps looking over to the right as he's talking. He's got to make sure that he doesn't say anything wrong, right? So,
No, I don't have to worry about that.
right? So we're going to have her on a future episode, guys. I just want to have her say hello really quick. Katie, you want to step over and just say hi?
Oh,
Hi.
Papa,
Let Joe let you have a seat for a second. Welcome to Rock-N-Sexxxy UnCensored. This is actress Katie Wallen, and she is in the role of in the new Ash and Bone.
yeah, she
Yeah.
plays Sarah.
Sarah.
She plays Sarah.
I play Sarah.
And she is Harley Wallen's real life partner and wife. How long have you guys been married?
We
10
are
years,
coming on to 10 years.
in like a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it hard for you guys? And I want it. And now, of course, we go right over Harley's, the whole thing I set up for Harley. Is it hard for you guys? Because I know that there's a famous story about Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman where they are both amazing legend actors. And then they did a movie together, and apparently it was so difficult for them to work together as screen partners
Oh wow.
that the film got. They talked about it in the reviews. It was Eyes Wide
Shut. Yeah, I
It was
remember
Eyes
that.
Wide Shut,
Yeah.
and it was an amazing film. And
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was.
know why everybody said that, because I actually saw another film that they had done much earlier in their career, and it was amazing. Is it
Yeah.
hard for you guys to separate from your daily
Well,
life? And
You said the word lifestyle earlier, and I will say that it is our lives are so embedded with its filming, acting,
like
being
we're
the producers. We are
Business partners.
business partners.
She's the main producer on most of the film. I direct. So like we're
She's the
always yeah.
I think
I'm
she's
not the boss, but I can tell people
No.
what to do.
And I've always seen that.
Yeah.
As I have had, Harley on the show a couple of times and always entwined in all of the projects that you guys work on. I see you in the background. And I've said before to our co-host Joe that we wanted to get Katie for the show. So in the future, Katie's going to be doing another show. So stay tuned after this, guys. And check her out because she's going to be on Tyrone Tan's show immediately following our show. So I just wanted to hijack her. I don't want to do a spoiler, but I wanted to hijack her and have her on to just say hi for a minute. So check it out. Thank you, Katie. So how is that for you? Is it hard for you to switch all these hats?
Acting has always been my first love. I mean, literally, when I was 5, I told my mom I was going to move here and be an actor. I saw Tarzan and stuff on screen, and I was like, that's me. I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. And then it took all this time, and I finally move, and when I finally get here, it's like work, and I have no safety net at all. So now you got to work and pay all the bills. And then you can eventually do what you want to do. And it's like you never get there, so you just got to do it.
That's when it is like the thrill, but the fear is underneath.
Yes.
And the thrill,
it's a motivator.
It's like it's because you're just terrified that it's all going to fall apart any minute. But then when you cross that line and you get the accolades or you get the awards, you're just like, yes.
Yeah.
Because you know the struggle. You know the struggle is there and you just keep moving forward. So we do have a trailer and a little ditty for our viewers on Ash and Bone. If we can just hook that up. This is
I love this trailer. Me too.
You ain't from around here, are you?
So what do you guys do for fun around here?
You're looking at it.
No haunted cemeteries? Maybe an old barn or something?
There is the McKinley.
Where is it?
People around here don't really like to talk about it.
They're creepy.
Well, we do have our share of issues out here, Mr. Vanderbilt.
But do you know the story about William Tell? You should stay still. Real still. You try anything, and I'll cut your daughter's head off with a pair of scissors, and she will feel every second of it. Please. She's really getting under my skin.
Yeah.
Hey!
Woo! There it is, folks. That's your little teaser for Ash and Bone. That looks awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, we really wanted to do something. If you remember Texas Chainsaw Massacre, actually the remake, the early 2000s, Wrong Turn, The Hills Have Eyes, House of Wax. We wanted something like that, something that'll scare the shit out of you.
It has that drop down in that eerie world. So it's coming out on theatrical release. It's next week.
October 4th, yeah.
October 4th. And where can the fans jump out? You get tickets? Are you going?
So we actually don't know. When we originally signed this, this was supposed to be a theatrical in the summertime. I thought we were releasing in October with all the big horror films coming out that they were not going to do it. And we were going to go straight to DVD and VOD. And then we saw on Fandango that they're selling tickets. So we honestly don't know right now what the status is and where it's in theaters.
Well, the best way for you to get it out there and make sure it does come in with all the other ones. And gosh, that's a tough row to hoe there. If you're coming out with Rob Zombie's The Munsters, because we just had them on the show a couple of weeks ago, and then the other one with the Addams Family.
Yeah.
You almost want to give it a couple of weeks just to give yourself fair play there, because there's so much around that sucks the life out of everything just because it's Rob Zombie. Right. It's not even about the film. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's such a presence. That was another big inspiration for us with this. We wanted to do something that felt in that direction without necessarily, copying what he does and how he embraces music into it. But we were just talking about that earlier. We definitely went after it with the music, and he was definitely an inspiration. So
yeah, because
tip
with
of the
Rob
cap
Zombie,
to
it's
Rob.
just a whole nother world,
Yeah.
you know. But the truth is that it's hard to grow up in a generation that we all have and not be inspired by the people that have shaped us.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just the way we are, you know.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking about doing horror films or, and I thought when Joe brought this in that this is I did not remember you as being a horror filmmaker. I thought that your last couple of
nervous to get into
Bennett's
horror.
Song was not a horror film.
No, family film, yeah.
It was a family film.
Yeah.
And I was so honored that you had
Bennett's
us
Song, the
promoted on
original was a
Rock-N-Sexxxy.
rom-com, yeah.
Right. And then you had the rom-com, right?
Yeah.
And then when you did the Richard Tyson...
That betrayed the human trafficking film.
Right.
We were talked about that. I think we had the poster in studio and everything with that one, yeah.
So out of all the genres that you have now created in, where's your home? Where's your?
I don't have a home. I refuse to be defined by genre. Screw that. And I know you can relate to this as a musician. Like I don't want somebody to put me in a box. But we just wrapped production on a true life story, a domestic violence story that it was pretty rough to live through. It was on Chris Cuomo's Inside Evil. They did a whole hour on this. This monster literally almost killed his wife and kids and then got put in jail and then tried to hire people to kill his wife and kids. And we got to tell her story we wrote it from the police reports. We wrote it from her journals.
So this is based on a real
true life story. And she was on set with us every day. And Katie played her.
Wow.
It was literally, but I'll tell you, I've never, as inspired as I've been with everything we've done, never been that inspired in my life. And the thing with this film is, so Nicole, that the film is about, called Finding Nicole, she's out there teaching people about red flags, about behavior and everything that happens with domestic violence. And to make her film and give her a platform to go out and help people get out of these situations, to change legislation, to change perspective. 1 in 3 women will be violently assaulted by an intimate lover in their lifetime. 1 in 7 men. And we don't talk about it. We got to talk about it.
I could go on and do like the whole thing right now, but I want to make sure that I keep the focus on you guys. I actually have a girlfriend right now who is going through burning hell in a custody battle, losing her son, and it's just all toxic, ugly, nasty, horrific stuff that's being flung on her. And you know, the people that suffer in all of that is the children. And
I was a kid in one of those messes.
It's insane. And you try to educate people and you try to tell them, because I grew up in that. I was in a foster home. I went through that whole thing. And I tried to, you know, because I do work and advocacy work to give back, to help my own community and my own generation, because I can speak from the voice of experience. I grew up in hell. And it wasn't my family that did it to me. It was because my parents went through a divorce and they start fighting, and in comes CPS, and we're going to take this over, and you can't do damn thing. And you have to really think about that in life, because man, if you don't stay upright, what we were talking about with Wayne Static and all this stuff, and in control of your own stuff, then here in the U.S., they'll just come in and take your shit over, and you won't have a word to say about it. Once they do, you know, and there can be all of that. There was abuse, there was physical abuse, there was violence. I was in a foster home. There was like all kinds of horrible things going on, and they were like, you know, we did our job, you know, and they didn't do their job, and they're not. And not only do they not, but at the end of the day, playing somebody like that is like, it's scary as it is. It's also an honor, because what you're able to do is go in and give that person a voice that they would not otherwise have. And sometimes it needs to come from an outside person, because so many people out there, when they see ugly or toxicity, they want to turn their head or act like it's not happening.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is going on and that's going on and this is going on. It's going on right into your nose. And they're like, I don't see it.
Yep.
So that's just one of the
None of my
unfortunate
business.
things. Right. So
Let them settle their business. Yep.
And my whole life has always been through music and through films and TV.
Yeah.
Those have always been my escape routes to be able to, take all of that frustration and emotion and turn it around. All right, thank you. Where does our time go, guys?
Smokes,
So I just wanted to ask you though, really quick. Have you ever worked on a soundtrack? Would you work on a soundtrack for a film?
I mean, we
see that as a genre.
We've had quite a few of our songs on different movie soundtracks. The first one was I forget. I think it came out in '98. Bride of Chucky.
Oh, that's
even before our first
Love
record
it.
came out, we got the release of our
What
first
song
single,
was on Bride of Chucky?
"Bled for Days."
Oh,
Yeah,
I gotta go back and watch that. Now I'm gonna see it in a whole
that's
other
awesome.
way.
Yeah, that was the
You mean
first
like
introduction.
Chucky, the real Chucky, the legendary Chucky, the Chucky.
Yeah. Mhm, yeah,
Oh, I
the
love
one
the
voiced by Brad Dourif. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Right?
one. Yeah. And that was for a lot of people that was their first introduction to Static X.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we've been on quite a few soundtracks. Actually, Wayne got to go in and sing a song for Jonathan Davis for the soundtrack to Queen of the Damned.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's very cool.
Because the movie came
That
out on
makes
Warner
sense.
Brothers, but he was signed to Geffen,
Oh.
so he couldn't sing on the soundtrack. So he got a group of different singers that were signed to Warner Brothers to sing the songs for him. So he got Wayne, he got Chester from Linkin Park, David Draymond from Disturbed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
a
some
couple
boys.
That
other
sounds
different
like
guys.
some good.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
like the soundtrack for that movie.
Oh, it's incredible.
was great.
I actually have it.
The movie, not so much.
Yeah, movie's all right though.
Yeah.
Where are your
I know,
fans
yeah,
following
yeah.
you from here on out, Tony?
Just go to the staticx.org and you'll and you had a Facebook page and Instagram.
Look him up, Tony
yeah.
Campos. He's way easier to find than Dino was for me, But yeah, you have all kinds of stuff out there, some great interviews. And I look forward to having you guys back and the new album and seeing some more good work. And come on the show and we'll help you
fun.
merch that shit out, right? We'll make sure you make some money
Right.
coming off of that stuff in the future. And I'm so grateful for you coming in tonight.
Yeah,
Mike,
thanks
and
for
being
having
on our
me. Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
It's a
great.
good time. It's
Yeah.
great to meet you. What about your stuff?
I'm still Harley the Swede on Twitter because my fighter name never goes fully away.
I just found you on Twitter. I was so
Yeah.
happy to see you on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm trying to get more active on there again. Since they have a butt problem, I figured I'll be a real person on there. And then on Instagram, the Harley Wallen. Yeah, that's
And Ash and Bone is the project that we're focusing on
Right
now.
now,
That's
yeah,
the
because
big
the big
push,
release,
right?
yes.
And then what's going on in the future? Anything else?
we have a big vampire movie that's coming out that we are just literally signing next week with a distributor, guaranteed theatrical with a big distributor. So that's going to be
Can you tell us
big.
who the vampire is?
Jan Birch, the people under the stairs. Oh yeah, the Stairmaster.
I had him on my show.
I know.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes,
We
yes,
got to have
yes.
him back on the show again.
Yeah,
he
he's
was great. We had him for
incredible.
the Halloween show with Vita Ghaffari.
Wait
remember,
till you
wasn't
see
it?
him. He is absolutely amazing in this film. He plays a Viking vampire that comes back after being locked in a crypt, comes back in today's world.
I'm going to look forward to that show,
It's
and I'm
gonna
going
be
to look
fun.
forward, and I want to invite you guys back on the show. Thank you, Harley, so
Thank
much
you,
for
Amber.
coming,
Been too
and
long.
you're always open door. whatever you want to promote, you just let us know. Guys, stick around after the show because, like I said, Katie Wallen's going to be on Tyrone Tan's show in just a little bit. And Harley will also be sitting in as a co-host. So, and good luck with all your projects.
Thank you.
And hey, guess what? That's all the time we have for tonight's episode of Rock-N-Sexxy Uncensored. I would like to give special thanks to our live studio guests, Tony Campos, Harley Wallen, Joe Williamson.
Thank you.
Right? And all our fans for tuning in, guys. And guess what? If you guys are looking to advertise on our show or you want to get some information about sponsorship, please go to our blog at rocknsexyuncensored.com or drop me a line at amberlynnmedia@gmail.com. We will be happy to hook you guys up. Join us again next week for another amazing episode of Rock-N-Sexxy Uncensored. Psh.
Thank you for tuning in to Amber Lynn's Rock-N-Sexxy Uncensored, available on rocknsexyuncensored.com. Don't forget to hit us up on all your favorite social media links and tune in next week for another amazing episode of Rock-N-Sexxy Uncensored.